Greetings and welcome to Zimmer Ridge Ranch, where Vikings head coach Mike Zimmer kind enough to welcome us out to visit and have a little bit of a chat. And look right here, 2018 calendar, which says it's time for training camp.
It is.
What do you think?
It's time to go. You know, you get away for a while and then you start getting antsy and ready to get back to work. You know, you start thinking more about football and more about the things that you're going to have to do during the season to be successful.
Yeah, this time of year, and what I mean by this time of year is like the 5 weeks, off-season program's over, before training camp starts. You spend most of your time here to sort of get away from it. But when you get to this time of the year, the body clock is almost telling you it's time to go, right?
Yeah, it's time to go. One of my neighbors asked me, I said, are you ready to go yet? And like last week, and I said, yeah, I'm ready to go. It's, you know, it's time to go out and try to see if we can, how good we can play each and every week.
Yeah. What is it like when you come off a really good season, 13-3, which, and I know that there would be unfinished business and you would say we didn't accomplish what we set out to accomplish, but you had a lot of success. And now it's the 2018 team though. So what's the balance of let's draw upon what we did well last year, but let's also not rest on our laurels and think we're just going to walk into this thing and be 13-3 again?
Well, I think part of it is fighting human nature. You know, you go out all over the Twin Cities and everybody's telling you how good you are and how great you're going to be and things like that. And so, you know, but I do think that I'm fortunate enough with the team that we have that these guys are smart guys. They know how hard this is. This is hard to go out and to win 13 games in the NFL is extremely hard. To win the Super Bowl is extremely hard. And I think they understand that, and you know, I'll obviously remind them.
With our offense, a new coordinator, a new quarterback, but a lot of the core actually coming back. So sort of the high-profile pieces are new, but most of the rest of it is coming back. Are you excited about what the offense could be in 2018?
Yeah, I think we have some really good weapons, you know, and you know, part of it is how fast can we gel to become what we're hoping to become offensively, and I think that's sometimes it takes time, but you know, it's figuring out what we're going to do best and then do it. You know, there's one thing to be said about trying to trick somebody, and then there's one thing about being able to just execute and play the way that you want to play.
Yeah. You know, you mentioned you walk around town and everyone tells you how great the Vikings were, and now you have to find a way to teach and coach that group. But if you go and dig deeper down the roster and look at the offensive line, there's a group where people have been scrutinizing them. So that you're kind of approaching that part of your team maybe from a different way, right?
Yeah, but you know, I have a lot of confidence in the offensive line. You know, and I don't hear a lot of things that you're talking about that way, but you know, I'm around these guys every single day, how tough they are, how committed they are, how they want to work together. You know, I think if people come to training camp and they watch this offensive line work, they're going to be impressed with how hard they work. So I think that's going to be part of it. And then part of it is, you know, we need to figure out what's our offensive line do well too. You know, is it double teams? Is it zone schemes? Is it you know, helping on play action pass? Is it chipping with the back sometimes? You know, part of it is not doing the same thing all the time and letting the opposing team get a beat on exactly what you're doing.
With Kirk, your quarterback, you're a coach in a position where you're not going to answer quarterback questions in training camp. We know who the guy is, but do you feel like you've gotten to know him? Like, you're the head coach and he's the quarterback. Those are two really important parts of the team, but he's new. So do you know Kirk?
You know, Mike, I went and saw him up in Michigan last week, I guess it was, and we sat down for a couple hours and talked football. We went to dinner and just talked in general about things, and I feel really good. And I feel even better about after I went there for that day and sat there and talked, because you know, you get involved in football so much that you know, all you're doing is talking X's and O's, and you know, we were able to sit back and kind of reflect on this spring, the things that he thought was good, you know, things that can help him. You know, he had some great points, and so I thought that was really good.
You had to be happy. We locked up some defensive players over the offseason. That's good news.
Yeah, it's great news. You know, and those guys deserve it. You know, they've done a nice job. They've worked hard.
TCO Performance Center is going to be the host of Vikings training camp now. So what's that going to be like? I mean, you've been in the building now for half of a year, and after being in Mankato for over 50 years, the team will be at home for training camp.
Yeah.
What's it going to be like?
I think it'll be a little bit different, obviously, you know, but I think it's going to be outstanding for the fans. You know, close to the Twin Cities, and be able to get over there and leave, you know, half a day of work and go watch practice or something. I think that'll be outstanding. I think it, you know, our facilities there are so great for the players. You know, it'll take a little bit of getting used to in some of the logistics things, and you know, we'll have to work through those as training camp goes through. But you know, a lot of teams stay at home, do it. We did it when I was in Cincinnati. We moved from training camp to back to downtown, so it'll all work out fine.
In the off season, the content machine that is Vikings.com has to get creative. We have to come to Northern Kentucky to create content, but that's about over. It's time for football. That's exciting.
Yeah, I'm glad you're done creating content.
Yeah, now you're going to create it for us now, and I think the fans are really happy about that too.
Well, I hope that it's good content, not bad content that we're going to help you with.
Me too. Thanks for having us,
All
Coach.
right, thank you. Appreciate it.